Welcome back to the Becoming Relentless podcast. I am your host, Eleanor McCabe, IFBB Bikini Pro and Team Mahaley Coach, and I am joined by my lovely co-hosts,
Danielle Kusenberger, Team Mahaley Coach and Team Mahaley Posing Coach,
and Cecily Wesch, Team Mahaley Coach.
And we are very excited to bring you guys a brand new episode today. We're going to be diving into mindset, giving y'all a little motivation. If you're listening, driving over to the gym, you're about to have a really great session.
Oh yeah, you are going to kill it in there. Awesome. So I would say the biggest things that affect like my mental state every day is my routine. Like getting up, like making sure like you're always going to lose motivation if you don't have a routine. Like you're just like lagging along. So one thing I do is like the night before I plan what I'm doing the next day, and like I make sure that when I wake up, like there's a purpose in my day. Like I have to get up and I'm doing X, Y, and Z because that's going to help me be motivated to accomplish everything else in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think having like a consistent routine definitely helps me too. There's times when I wish that I had fasted cardio every day because just keeping that routine.
Yeah.
So like when it's only like, oh, you have 3 sessions a week that you have to kill, I'm like, dang, I kind of wish that I had it every day.
And then your routine is different day to day.
Yeah, because then
it's
my
not the same.
Exactly. It's like I get that, like having that routine. So it's nice that like if you're in that situation, like, and maybe your mornings might look slightly different, just like keep getting up at the same time, find things to do in the morning that like are similar. So I'll take Murph for a walk, or I'll pose or stretch or whatever. But I try to wake up consistently at the same time so that you can like get your day started and feel productive and you don't lag behind.
Yeah. I will say the more times I wake up early throughout the week, the more success I feel that I accomplish throughout the week for sure. I'm not saying like, dude, I used to listen to a podcast where like you got to wake up at like 3 a.m. like grind. And it's like, dude, if you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're like sleeping all day because you're so tired, like, no, you're not grinding.
Yeah.
You know, like sleep, but like make sure you wake up early enough to actually do stuff with your day and not feel left behind.
Yeah.
I do think there's something to that. Like not waking up at 3 a.m., but I've found a really good time, like for me and for my athletes, like just getting feedback from them for waking up is anywhere between like 5 and 7 a.m. Because I know people's work schedules are a little bit different. So like schedule differences aside, like there's like a golden window between 5 and 7. If you just wake up and hit the ground running, the rest of your day just feels so much better because you know that you got up and you did some stuff before you had to like go to
do
work.
other stuff.
Yeah. You did some stuff before the other stuff.
See, I'm horrible. The first thing I do when I wake up is I start working.
But I mean, it's something.
But I feel like that there's nothing wrong with that either because you're being productive. Like you're going straight into work mode.
Yeah. I feel like it would probably be better for me and my mental health and my overall productivity, though, if I like went on a walk at first thing when I woke up or did some self-reflection instead of nosediving right into a screen.
Yeah. So the only reason, dude, my eyes are so bad. Like screens hurt them when I first wake up. That's a big reason why. Like I think it's great that you work that way, though. I think that like it's better than like looking at TV
time
and
to
like
go.
yeah. That I mean it's productive.
Yeah.
Sets you right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all have any routines for the gym? Like things that you do to get you in the mindset? Or even like for me personally, like, you know, for all of us, we got to train at this time. We know what we're going to do. Like we don't have to think, we just do.
Yeah.
But I will say like there's certain things like I always walk to the bathroom and then I walk into the gym. Like just like little things, you know?
Yeah. So my weird little thing is I go to the bathroom right when I get to the gym, and then I go out and I like do like I stretch a little bit, and then I go get my first like machine set up. I do my feeder sets, and then before my top or my next like my actual first working set, I go back into the bathroom, and then I come back and I do my set.
Yeah. It's just like that's a routine.
It's like a weird mental routine.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you stick that routine because for one, it's nature and you won't do anything else. But for two, you know, when you do that, you're going to kill your set.
Yeah.
And like anything that throws you off, you're like, not in your head, but you're in your head a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you guys cultivate that mindset? Because I think some people, like, if they haven't yet made this into a habit, like maybe they haven't made this life, or let's just focus in on training. So maybe they haven't made training like a big part of their lifestyle yet. how can they train their mindset because we're almost automatic with it.
Yeah. And
we have these routines. How can they get into these routines?
Yeah, I would say like by now I'm kind of on autopilot, like you were saying. Like the mindset's there. Like I don't really have to do anything to tap into it. But I did have a learning curve of how to teach myself how to get there. And so like what I used to do on my way to the gym, or like before I would leave for the gym when I was eating my pre-workout meal, I'd review my logbook. And I'd go over and like think about my sets. And then on the drive there, I'd be blasting some jams, like getting like whatever like was going to set the vibe for the day. And I would just blast it in my car all the way to the gym. For some reason, that really helped me like get my mind right. And then when I got to the gym, I'd warm up on the treadmill for like 5 minutes and think about my sets and think about what I'm going to do and what weight and what I'm going to accomplish today. And then that was kind of my routine. That's how I kind of got my head set, how I got things ready. And on days when I was having really hard days, I remember doing this specifically like in my first prep. And like I was feeling exhausted and tired. I'd drive to the gym. I'd sit in my car outside of the gym and like I'd be thinking about my training session. And if I felt kind of down or like I was like kind of getting in my head about it, I'd look in my rearview mirror. And I tell myself, you're not a bitch. You're going to get through this.
Hell yeah. I like
so
it.
that's kind of like I'm a kind of like a more like abrasive person. I think people can kind of, I have a dry sense of humor. So sometimes just telling myself not to be a bitch works for me. I don't know if it works for other people.
Just like talking out loud to yourself.
But talking out loud like that, I mean, I could say kinder things. You can say like, I'm going to kill this session. That's probably more productive for a lot of people. But like kind of like speaking out loud, looking at yourself and telling you can get it done. I think that kind of hearing yourself say that to yourself kind of primes your brain for that.
I agree. Or even like the same, look over your logbook like Seth does and like set a goal like, okay, well I have squats today. I don't want to squat at all because those are hard, but I'm going to make sure that I beat my reps by 3 this time. And honestly, the days that I didn't want to train or like I was just unmotivated are the days I had the best workout. Like those are always the ones that hit so much harder and you improve so much more because honestly, you're just unmotivated.
Yeah, I think the mental portion of that, a lot of people get into like a negative space. So they'll feel the way that we do, like they're unmotivated. They're sitting in their car. Maybe they haven't even gone to the gym yet. So they're just sitting in their car in their driveway and they're like, well, I could just sit on my couch and watch TV. Like you almost start to give yourself excuses.
Yeah.
And it's way easier to go that route. It is way easier to just be like, you know what? I don't feel like going to the gym today. I'm just not going to. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to chill. Whatever it is. It's easy in the moment, but there's a lot of like regret later on that you might feel because if you have certain goals, you're not getting any closer by like having that sort of mindset. So like what you guys are talking about of just almost hyping yourself up any way that shows like whether that's looking at your logbook or listening to music or like literally looking at yourself in the mirror and like speaking words out loud because I've done that too. Maybe not as like I'm definitely like the okay, you're gonna go kill this, like
the kinder version.
Like, but I think that those are really great like ways to kind of shift your mindset and get you ready to go in and kill your workout and have that good training session.
I agree. I think Seth always sees these over the house, but I have little sticky notes that sometimes and usually like they started because prep started 2 days ago, right? And like I have sticky notes around and honestly sticky notes are my big thing because like for one, writing something down, like actually writing something down helps for me be accountable. Just like even for work. And then I just stick them on my mirror because you look in the mirror every day, you brush your teeth, you just like, so things like you're going to hit the gym tonight. Like you wake up in the morning, you know, like tonight might be hard. Stick it on your mirror and say you're hitting the gym tonight no matter what. And like you made a promise to yourself. It's literally staring at you in the mirror. So you got to go hit the gym, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's important what you just said. Like you made a promise to yourself. So when you have these goals and you're trying to map out how you're going to achieve them, there are steps that you have to take to get there. And one of the things that involves is like making promises to yourself and then following through and keeping them, because that is how you gain momentum. That's how you build confidence. And that's ultimately like how you're going to achieve your goals, because it's like a one thing at a time. You're not just all of a sudden going to wake up and have your dream physique or
it's one action, one step, one choice every single day.
Yeah.
And they all cultivate and multiply into this one
big win
at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
They multiply into momentum.
Yeah.
It snowballs. Yeah. And I think some people have a hard time like just feeling that or seeing that. They get so caught up in their head, in their emotions, they let their excuses get the better of them. And like, I've been there, I've done that, but I think we've all learned ways to circumvent that, and like keeping promises to yourself, writing on a sticky note. Like all last year, all of my pictures in a certain mirror, there's a sticky note in the corner that said Eleanor McCabe IFBB Pro. And I saw it every day. So it's like, I would see it and I'd be like, okay, like I'm really hungry. I want to cheat on my diet, but I also want to be a pro. So I'm not going to cheat on my diet.
Yeah, that's big. So because I didn't go pro, there's this thing that I like tell myself all the time. Is like, are you tired of losing yet? Like, when is it going to be enough? Like, and so like, that's like every time I'm in the gym and a set gets hard, or like, I feel like, dude, I wish I could like be done right now. Like, I don't want to do another set. Like, dude, are you tired of losing? Like, at some point you got to be tired of losing. And like, that's my big thing. And if you haven't stepped on stage, like, it's hard to relate to that, but it's like losing against yourself. Like, if you haven't made, or you haven't committed to your promise and you keep failing with your promise to yourself, like, are you tired of failing yourself? Like, at some point, enough is enough.
Like, you have to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Like like stop self-sabotaging, stop like telling yourself that like you can't do it or it's too hard. Like you have to do it. Yeah. Someone else is doing it.
Someone else is doing it, and they're proof that you can, and you can actually do it better than them. You just got to show up.
I think something that I've been kind of like diving into as well is like how to cultivate a growth mindset versus like a victim mindset, because I think I see it a ton all over social media, just like in random interactions I have. Like, a lot of people are stuck in that victim mindset where life is just happening to them. Like, their job sucks, their relationship sucks, their friendship sucks. Like, they're so mad because their parents divorced when they were 7 and now they're 30, but it's like that somehow is still affecting them. Like, and to me, like, I'm not saying that your experiences are invalid. Like, I'm not saying that is not a very hurtful thing. But at some point, like, when are you going to live your own life and make your own choices and lift yourself up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in control. You're the writer of your own story.
Yeah. And I also have like this belief that like everything in life, this happens for a reason. And like at the end of the day, you have to decide, what is this moment teaching me? Or what is this experience teaching me? So instead of falling into the victim mindset and being like, well, this is happening to me, this sucks, so I can't do all these things. No. What is that moment? What is this teaching you? You can learn something from everything. So like, take it and become a better person from it.
I agree. And like, the universe is always, I believe, like you said, things happen for a reason. And I'm like really big in like the universe, especially because I've had a lot of things like happen recently. Like, they happen for a reason. Like, you learn your lessons. There's lessons in everything.
Yeah, and which I think that if you can really tap into that mindset, that's more of a growth mindset. Just don't throw yourself a little pity party every day.
And I will say, there's for things like there's always a solution. So if you're like, this relationship's holding me back, like it's them, like, I feel bad that I'm in this, or my friends are doing this and I feel bad that I'm here. Dude, no, you can step away from that. You can move. You can like cut ties, or like put pause on something for your own sake and like grow.
Yeah, you're your own person.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's huge, and like, people need to realize like they have that power. Like, everything that you want, you have the capability, you have the power to go out and get it. Like, obviously, I think all of us, we want to win shows, right? And we know what it takes to get there, and we're willing to do the work day over day. But like, if something happens to us, like, let's say I get in a car accident and then I can't get to the gym, like, well, I'm not just going to give up for a week
Yeah.
because that's not productive to my overall goal. Like, I can Uber, I can rent, I can ask my friends to pick me up from my house, which they have done. And like, it's just like there are ways to navigate the situations that you're in. Like, you have all the power. Life is not happening to you. Like, you can happen to life. Like, you can make these decisions and choose and have control over what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Life is happening for you.
Yes, it is. I'm like very much into that. Like, you call it like woo-woo stuff, like the manifestation.
Yes.
I'm like so into that.
Everything that proves like it works has happened literally this week. So I'm like, I'm all in right now. Like, okay, let me tell you, this is a little bit woo-woo too. I've seen like the angel numbers 4 days in a row since I started. What day is it? Anyways, 4 days in a row. Yeah, which is super cool. And so that's another reason why, like, okay.
Yeah.
Because all this has happened in a week.
I don't know if you remember last year.
Oh, yeah.
My entire prep, angel numbers everywhere.
I know.
And, like, I'd be driving and I'd be like, oh, wow, 333, 222, 444. Like, it was just crazy. And I was like, what is going on? And I was like, everything that I want and, like, I already believe that I have, like, the universe is presenting that to me. Like, literally right in front of me.
Yeah. And so I looked it up. I was like, so, like, what happens? Like, I literally typed 3 days in a row, angel numbers. Like, what does this mean? And it was like, dude, like, it was like a wake up call. Like, new beginnings, basically. Like, believe it. Like, it's like the universe is telling you, like, dude, you got to believe what's happening. You, like, have to believe that you can change and, like, things are changing and, like, go all in.
That's a really cool message to get, too. Like, especially right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, that's everything I've got on, like, mindset today.
Yeah.
I feel very motivated.
That's a lot of motivation.
Yeah.
We'll save some motivation for next time because that's
honestly,
a lot.
mindset can be that's a big topic.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a
we'll
ton,
definitely cover more on that later on.
Yeah, we can dive into a lot more. So, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes.
Have a great day. I hope y'all really enjoyed the podcast today, leaving it feeling more relentless than ever. But we have a few things that we would love to ask of you, so I'm going to give this over to Noah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you could, I know that this is your new favorite podcast. Please leave a 5-star rating and review. Leave any comments and questions below. And make sure that you're sharing across social media so that all of your friends get to listen to the greatest podcast on earth.
And if you have any questions about any topics that we talk about or anything at all, fitness, competing related, anything, we comment, we'll hit you back up, Instagram or in the podcast under, if the comment box is there, then we will definitely answer your questions and help you out as best as we can.
Absolutely. So leave those 5-star reviews, let us know, and we'll talk to y'all again soon.
Have a relentless day.
Bye.
Time keeps moving.